everyone, welcome to Cancer Healing Journey Talks. Myself Sonali Modi from Community Outreach Team of ZenOnco.io and Love Heals Cancer. At ZenOnco.io and Love Heals Cancer, we guide cancer patients on adopting an integrative oncology treatment approach. We help them find the balance between medical treatment and complementary treatment approaches, and we also help our patients with our team of oncologists, lab experts, nutritionists, and other healthcare professionals so that we can improve the treatment outcome for patients. We also help in connecting patients with other cancer warriors who have gone through this journey to address their queries. And we also share inspirational journeys to motivate cancer warriors who are going through this journey currently. So firstly, I would like to introduce you to today's speaker, Ms. Amanda Bishop. She's a cancer survivor. I'm happy that you're here with us today to share your story. So Amanda, please tell us about yourself.
My name's Amanda. I'm 51 years of age. I was diagnosed with a granulosa cell tumour of my left ovary in February 2020. Okay. My story started when I developed a cough, abdominal pain and tightness and solidness in my mid-abdomen. I thought it was just my age because I was 49 at the time, and I was kind of perimenopausal. So I left it, and then my friend said to me, no, go to the doctor. The cough's not getting better. You need to go and see. So the result was I did go to my GP. They referred me for a chest x-ray, and I got a call back that day to say they found my right lung was filled with fluid. At that stage, you didn't know what the fluid was, whether it was a metastasis or not. They didn't know. So they said to me just to go and get more CT scans, etc. done. So when they done the CT scans, they discovered suspicious material on my pelvic area, my omentum, and in my ovary area. So I was in between that, I was referred to the gynecology team at Wishaw, but I was sent to Hill Myers in East Kilbride. They discovered, I think what happened was there was a bleed and it started getting really heavy. So in between that, I was admitted to Wishaw General twice as an emergency with constant bleeding from down below. Didn't know what was causing it. Kept saying, oh, it's maybe just you've got a heavy, and they didn't know. So eventually they did. They got me referred to the gynae team at the Royal Infirmary in Glasgow, and they done the scans and everything of my pelvis, torso, and discovered there was a problem with my gynecological area. So that, of course, because GCT is a rare genetic cancer, they don't really know a lot about it. So I was referred to a team of oncology at the Royal Infirmary. It was Dr. Rona Lindsay and Dr. Burton's team I was on. So they had looked at me and they said, well, we really don't think we could leave you much longer. But I was actually not down to get done to the end of February. So the medical decision team got together and they decided, no, you need to get her done sooner rather than later. So the decision was a total abdominal hysterectomy, an ovarectomy, and removal of all my gynecological tissues, because at 49, I wasn't going to be having kids at my stage anyway. Okay, the decision to take all that away was still a hurt, because I've always thought, well, I would like to have even one child, but no, it wasn't to be. So anyway, what they done was, when we done a total omentum removal, a pelvic mass removal, all my gynecological tissues were removed, ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, womb, cervix, everything, all removed. It was stage 1A, but with a GCT, there's still a high return rate. So, and it doesn't respond to chemo. So even if you got chemo, a GCT is non-responsive to chemotherapy. So basically,
what was the cancer type? What was the cancer
type? A granulosa cell tumour, GCT, granulosa cell tumour of my left ovary. Now, I was very lucky they got me when they did, because girls and ladies, they told me I was about 5 minutes away from death. If they hadn't got to me when I did, it would have all ruptured and I wouldn't have been here. So ladies, please, any symptoms you get, don't ignore them. Please go to your GP or your surgery, wherever you need to go. Get it checked, because doing that saved my life. Okay, I'm on blood for the rest of my life to get checked out. But at the end of the day, if you think, ladies, something's not right, better to get it checked than not to get it checked. Because if you think it's your age, it's not always your age that's causing it. I mean, I did put it down to age to start with, because I was 49 and I was perimenopausal anyway. But the problem I've got now is GCT does not allow you to take any hormone replacement therapy. So I would say to the girls, if there's anybody on here that's got a GCT or is waiting on a diagnosis, don't go on the herbal route, because it's not a good route to go down. They tell you it just stimulates all your cancer cells again. So the best way to cope with it, I find, is I tend to take a chilled bottle of water to my bed at night because of the flushes. So I take cold water to my bed. I tend to have my window open most of the day, so I'm getting air in my room, and then I close it at night. I can't sleep with a window open, so I close it at night. But even if you're finding that you're too hot, just have a bottle of chilled water by your bed. Or, you know, I'm eating a lighter diet now. I'm trying to lose weight because I'm waiting a knee replacement as well now. But at the end of the day, I think if you're trying to eat a healthy diet and trying to keep, you know, your symptoms under control, because I can't take any medication for it because they'll not allow me. But I'm very lucky because I've got Maggie's Centre who are also supporting me. Maggie's is a cancer support centre in Scotland and throughout the UK. It's the Maggie Cancer Jessie Kent Cancer Centre, and they support women and men. They support you through all cancer diagnosis. So if it's ovarian or cervical or endometrial, you know, they talk you through everything. But they're good and they support you. But I found out about your work actually because I was on the internet, and I was actually looking through, you know, cancer centres, and I happened to come across yourselves. And when you contacted me, I wasn't too sure, and I thought no, but I thought no. And if I can share my story, and it helps even one person that's got a GCT or doesn't know they've got a GCT yet, there's there is support out there. I mean, people, the only problem I've got is with ovarian cancer is nobody knows much about it. There's not a lot of publicity about ovarian. You hear about breast cancer and secondary breast cancer. You hear about pancreatic cancer and lung cancer and all these other, but not very much about ovarian, you know.
Yeah,
so
people are not much aware about ovarian cancer.
No.
Yeah.
And I
so
think
what do you
needed
think?
now
I mean,
is-
what do you think that people should expect from such cancer type?
Right, well, if you get any changes to your abdomen, your pelvis, you start getting bleeding that's unexplained in between your monthly periods, don't hesitate, go and get it checked out by your GP. Because if your GP looks at you and says, well, there's something not quite right here, even a cough that doesn't go away after 3 or 4 weeks. I know in the COVID time, everybody's kind of thinking COVID, da-da-da. Don't just presume that. Get a checkup. Because if you don't, the longer you leave it, the less diagnosis you're going to get that's in your favour. So with me, I was really lucky. The team of oncology team I've got looking after me now, and the gynae team I've got looking after me are absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm now off the books at the Royal, but I can still contact my oncology team should I need to in Lanarkshire. So with mine, they said there's a high recurrence rate. But ladies, don't let that put you off going and getting checked, because the sooner you get it checked, the sooner you can get the help you need. I mean, it sounds scary when you say GCT doesn't respond to chemo, but the thing is, the only option for a GCT is surgery to remove it. And at the end of the day, I know it's a rare genetic, so I know I'm in follow-up for the rest of my life now. I'm not going to just get told after 4 years that's you finished, because of the kind of cancer it is an ongoing process. But ladies, it's not as scary as it sounds, honestly. When you get told you've got cancer of any kind, you sit and think, oh no, it's not the end of the world. I'm testifying to that now. I'm sitting here, I'm in my room, I'm happy, I'm comfortable. And I never thought I'd be sitting here this time this year telling you my story. But ladies, honestly, please, no matter where in the world you are, get it checked. Even that one appointment with your GP could save you all the hassle of chemo. If you get it early, the earlier you catch it, the earlier they can treat it. I'm actually on a support group who have got women who have got the RAD51 gene. Now, the RAD51 gene is a very unheard of gene. Now, my friend has been a great support to me because she's helped me through my stages. But the thing is, if you don't get it checked early, you're not going to find out what you've got, and it's going to be less favourable the longer you leave it. But that's really all I've got to say, is just to encourage any ladies that are on here today, even if they're hesitant about going for the appointment, get it checked. If you don't get it checked, you're not going to know what stage you're at. You're not going to know what they can do. But I know it sounds scary when you talk about chemo and radium therapy and everything, I've got friends that have been through that 2 or 3 times, and they tell me, look, it's better that than not being here, you know. So I would just encourage anybody that's on here today, really, please don't hesitate. Go and get it checked. Even if it's not turns out to be nothing, it turns out to be an infection that's causing it. It's better to know it's an infection than to leave it 6 months and discover you've got stage 4 instead of stage 1. You know, so girls and ladies, please don't hesitate. Even if you get any family that think they've got something not quite right, get them to get it checked, because the favourability of getting it caught early is far better than leaving it to stage 2 or 3. You know, and I just can't emphasise enough how important getting it checked early is, because that factor in me probably saved me. Because of my friends nagging me, go and get that checked, go and get that. I did, and it saved my life. So ladies, anyone that's on, if you've even got uncomfortableness, uncomfortable feeling in your abdomen or your pelvis, go and get it checked. I mean, it might just be as the menopause that's causing it, but I would honestly say, don't leave it any longer than you need to, because if you leave it longer, it's a less favourable prognosis.
Yeah. So what treatment have you undergone? Share your experience during the treatment plan.
I got no treatment at all. The only treatment I was given was a hysterectomy. But I'm now on follow-up bloods for the rest of my life. Because, to cut long story short, GCT is not a well-known cancer. Because there's a history of breast in my family, but there's never been a history of ovarian. So they were kind of wondering why I've suddenly developed a GCT when the rest of my family were all diagnosed with breast or lung. So that's why I get the genetic testing. I'm not BRCA1 or BRCA2 positive. They think it is a genetic strain from somewhere in the family, but they don't quite know. So that's why they're treating it as a rare genetic, because I'm on bloods for life now. The only treatment they would offer you is probably a cocktail of drugs, you know, different ones to kind of keep it at bay. But at the moment, I'm 2 years NED-free, no evidence active disease-free. But having said that, they do say after a long period of time it can return. It can come back after 10, 20 years. So that's why you're in follow-up now for the rest of my days. But no, I've been very lucky. It was all intact. It was all contained within the ovary when they got me operated on. Even at that, they still think there's a high return rate. But at least I'm getting the support I need. And that's the other thing, ladies. If you do get diagnosed with a GCT or an ovarian cancer, the prognosis is far better now than it was 5, 10 years ago. The treatments are so more advanced. I mean, there's cocktails of drugs they can use now that, you know, you would never have believed years ago were getting used for ovarian cancer. But I think the main key is getting checked early, because if you don't and you leave it, the worse it is. But I was quite shocked when I got told, because I was actually, well, I've put a lot of weight on now, but I'm trying to lose it because I'm waiting on a knee replacement. But I was quite fit. I was doing Zumba twice a week, swimming twice a week, on the go to my church activities 2, 3 times a week, youth club, Sunday school activities, different Bible studies, just things like that. And then suddenly my health deteriorated. So honestly, ladies, the best thing is to get it checked early, because the earlier you catch it, the earlier it is, and the best prognosis you get.
Yeah.
Anything else I can answer for you?
So during those times, those are very tough times. So who was your support system along with your family?
My mum, my dad and my sister, they were fantastic. My mum, my dad and my sister. I stayed with my mum and dad because my mum's has a kind of stroke, so I'm looking after her. But my sister, I was caring for my sister up to then as well, because my sister's got Parkinson's. I've had to give all that up because I can't physically lift, well, because of my knee, but not because of my GCT. But my scar is still quite tender, but then I think it's because I'm needing to do more exercise. But my support network was my mum, my dad and my sister. My church family supported me a lot as well, my minister, etc. And Maggie's Centre, as I say, the cancer centre at Maggie's, they've been amazing. They got all my money sorted out. They got all my support network sorted out, where I can go for this and where I can go for that. Counselling, they also got me counselling through Maggie's Centre, cancer counselling. They support you through your diagnosis and after diagnosis. So they support you right through your whole journey, whether it's for months or years or the rest of your life, they'll support you. I'm quite lucky I've had a really good support system through here. I know a lot of places are not so lucky and don't have so much support, but there's help out there if you need it. I mean, honestly, you just need to look up the website for your local area and you'll find someone that can help you. I'm now finding out, obviously, the other thing I must point out, ladies, if you do get a GCT diagnosis, you can't get a normal massage done ever again. It's got to be an oncology massage you get done, because GCT is a hormone-based cancer. So if you get a normal massage done, it just stimulates all your cancer cells again. So you've got to be very careful. You go to an oncology masseuse, not a normal masseuse, because if you go and get a normal massage done, it'll just start the whole process. And HRT is a no-no with a GCT. You cannot take HRT. So if you go speak to your oncology team and ask them what you can take, because I've been advised not to take anything herbal at all, because it does stimulate your growth. So I've been told just to try and use other techniques to cope with the menopause. But you need to speak to your oncology team. Every oncology team's got a different answer for you. You know, my oncologist said no, end of, no HRT. But everybody's got different things they can advise you to do. There's other cocktails or stuff they can give you to, you know, help you. But really, as I say, at the end of the day, I think if there is a change anywhere, you know, and you need to get it checked, don't hesitate, because that 2 months hesitation could cost you a stage. You know, you could be stage 1A and then suddenly you're on to stage 2B. So get it checked, get it looked at. It might turn out it's nothing, but at the end of the day, I'd rather think, you know, if I'm speaking to you now and somebody's sitting there thinking, oh, I maybe got this, go and get it checked. Because the sooner you get it checked, the sooner you can get your diagnosis and get on with what you need to do.
Yes. So did you make any lifestyle changes during or after the treatment?
Well, my life changes. My life had really changed anyway, because I was always very active. I was on the go, as I said already, doing this, that, and the next thing, and I was caring for my sister. So prior to that, I'd felt a cough starting, and I thought it's probably just a chest infection, because you know how in the winter you always get chest infections or viruses or whatever. I thought, no, it was getting worse and worse, and eventually in October 2019, I thought I need to go and get this checked. So 2019, I took the bull by the horns and I went to the doctor. She said, I'm going to send you for a chest x-ray. Your chest is sounding a wee bit kind of crackly, especially in the right-hand side of your lungs. So I went for the chest x-ray, and as I say, that's when they discovered the pleural fluid in my lungs. So they drained, I ended up getting 2 pleural effusions done, but it wasn't cancerous. It wasn't a metastasis in my lungs. It was just fluid that had built up due to the GCT in my body. But there's so many things now I never thought were connected. You know, like the pains in my stomach, I always put it down to my period. I was always suffered really bad cramps and had hot water bottles and things like that in my bedroom. And I used to just think, oh, here we go again, time of the month, cramps, and that. It's all obviously connected, but you don't put it down to that at the time. You just think it's your periods, it's cramp, bed, hot water bottle. That was nothing to do with it. And you don't realise till you actually look back on your journey that it's actually all connected. But no, I can honestly say now I'm feeling fitter. I'm starting to lose weight. I'm starting to do the health eating again. I'm doing exercises to build myself up, etc. again. And you can do it. I mean, after my hysterectomy, I must admit, I was very, very tired, very, very lethargic. It took me about, I would say it took me about 3 months all in all to get back to full health after my hysterectomy. And I went back to work. I went back to looking after my sister. I was getting on great. And then I started to feel this knee going. So obviously I've had to give my work up because of this, because I'm now waiting on a knee replacement. I can't bend or physically lift. But I'm managing to do exercises from my occupational therapist to build up my muscles, to get my triceps and all that working again, and get my knee up to strength. Because I was at the surgery the other day in his clinic consultant. He says, I need you to lose weight before we can do it. So I'm determined I'm going to do it. I'm on a health eating plan. I'm back to doing the exercises that I need to do. I'm walking about more. So I know what I need to do. But with regards to the GCT and the hysterectomy, okay, to get told at 49, well, we're going to have to do a total abdominal hysterectomy. It's kind of, again, the emotional side, ladies, if you're struggling, there's help out there for the emotional side of a cancer diagnosis as well. If you do need to get a hysterectomy, it's a shock, no matter how old you are, to get told that's you. You're no longer going to conceive or carry a child, you know, and it's just a scary thought. But, you know, I was quite lucky. I'd never met the right man. I'd never had kids. And then, of course, cancer beat me to it. But at the end of the day, I'm sitting here. I'm able to talk to you on this forum, which is more than I thought I would be able to do this time last year. Because, to be honest with you, the diagnosis was not good. It was not a good diagnosis. Anyway, really, all I can really say to encourage you ladies is fight. Don't give up. Don't let it get to you. Fight it with every fibre of your being, because see, if you fight it, the better chance you get. I was told how I coped with this was amazing, but honestly, I think I just coped because I knew I had to cope. I knew my mum and dad wouldn't be able to cope with me crumbling and just giving into it. And I had so many other people that were relying on me as well, you know, not just family, but friends that need my help as well. And I thought, no. But then again, I think, as you probably know, it's your face. If you've got a face, does help you an awful lot. But again, just being positive, just trying to say, right, look, I'm not letting this beat me. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to win. It's not going to win. And I think that was the attitude I took all along. Just trying to stay positive, trying to fight it at every level. Even if you've got a programme you like watching on television, see if you've got a programme that's your favourite programme. I'll tell you what got me through my hysterectomy, will I? Call the Midwife. Call the Midwife got me through my hysterectomy. I watch Call the Midwife constantly and I love it. And actually it's funny because a lot of the storylines they covered talked about cancer. And you know, the thing is, if I can sit here today and say to anybody, don't give up, even if you do get that diagnosis of ovarian cancer, it's not the end of the world. It can be beaten. The treatment and the advances in treatment now are so much better than they were 5-6 years ago. I mean, the amount of cocktails of drugs they've got now just to treat ovarian cancer is amazing. And I'm not worried about a recurrence because I know if I do get a recurrence, the treatment's there for me. And I just need to fight the next stage of that, whether it needs to be chemo or what it needs to be, because it's a recurrence. But you know something, I'm determined. I'm not going to let it beat me. And if it does beat me, it's because I've given up. But I'm determined.
Yes. So, like, every crisis in life teaches you a particular lesson. So, what life lessons have you got from your cancer journey?
I think I need to look after myself better. I think to look after myself better, to be more aware of my body, because I was ignoring the signs of my cancer. And I thought it was just my age. But it was actually somebody that pointed out, look, get to a doctor. Don't ignore it. So when I did, I was glad. But I think I need to know my body better. If your body's telling you, oh, I've got pain here or I've got pain here, you know to go and see a doctor. You wouldn't just ignore a black toe if you've got gangrene. So if you've got pain in your abdomen and your pelvis, go and get it checked. It might be nothing, but I think I know my body better now, and I know how to be more body aware. Obviously, I wasn't a great one for doing breast checks, and they do tell me now I've had an increased risk of breast because it's all been breast in my family. So I've now got to be more breast aware, and I've got to be more kind of bowel cancer aware as well, because it can come back anywhere in the body. So I am more aware of my body, and I'm determined to lose this weight now. But I think it's just you get into that depression, you know, when you get into that depression. I got help for that pretty quickly. I'm on antidepressants for that, which have helped, or are helping now. But it took a while to get the balance for it. But ladies, don't let it beat you, because honestly, I've just sat here. I was actually just thinking about it the other night, and I was just thinking about how it all started. And I thought, you know, I'd lost a lot of weight anyway prior to my hysterectomy. I'd lost about 6.5 stone. And I think I was just so fed up, I just didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to lie in my bed and curl up. But then that's all the symptoms of ovarian cancer, the pains and the you know. But I would say to anybody that's sitting listening to this today, if you do get any symptoms like that, as I've already said, it's better to get it checked than not to. Because it might turn out it's nothing, but at least if you've been and got the checks done, then you know what to look out for in the future. they'll tell you how to be more aware of ovarian cancer and whatever cancer you're diagnosed with. As I say, my journey's a lifelong journey now. I'm on a lifelong journey with cancer now. It's not even learning to live with life after the diagnosis, it's learning to live with the diagnosis, that you know you're going to maybe be on a long journey. But do you know something? It's better to be on a long journey than not to be on the journey at all, which is the way I look at it. It's like getting on it's like getting on a train, you know. You get on a train, you know you've got a destination at the end of it. But I'm just glad I'm getting on that train at all, you know. Whereas last year, I didn't know if I was going to get on any train to go anywhere. But no, honestly, I'm just grateful for this opportunity to share my story and just really encourage women not to hesitate about getting checked.
Yes. So like, what was your first reaction when your reports were finally showing that now you are cancer free?
Delighted, absolutely pleased. I think, you know, with that one as well, it's a difficult one because it's not so well known. There's not a lot of information there about GCT. So when you go to anybody, I mean, I'm actually on a forum actually kind of educating the oncology teams in England and Scotland, because they don't know too much about GCT. Only 2% of women get a granulosa cell tumour. I don't know if you know much about it yourselves. There's two kinds of granulosa cell tumour you get. There's a juvenile granulosa cell tumour, which tends to happen in young girls between 25 and 30. And then there's an adult granulosa cell tumour, which tends to happen in women from 40 onwards. So there's two groups. But the thing is, you know, you get told you're disease free and you go whippy, and then you realise, oh, there's a high return rate. But do you know something? I'm determined just to make the most every day I get. Every day is a blessing. And that's what I'll say to you, is make the most of it. I know some days you might not feel like getting up and getting out and doing things, but honestly, it's the best thing you can do, because if you sit and get depressed, it just niggles away. But no, I'm happy. I'm content. I know I've got a life to live, and I'm supporting women by sitting talking here. And no, really, that's all I can say. It's just don't give in to it. Fight it, ladies, because the more you fight it, the less chance it's got of winning. And have a positive attitude if you can, because if you sit, I mean, I was depressed when I got my diagnosis, but then after I get told I was free from it, you know, you sit and you go, yes, you know, and you can fight it. I know some days it doesn't feel like you want to fight, but the sooner you start fighting back, it's not got a chance. Do you know what I mean? Or the cancer's not got a chance. So that's really all I can say about it.
Yeah. So do you go for prescribed checkups after you have been declared cancer free?
Yes. I've got a gynae team at Hare Myers now who I've got an oncology team at Wishaw General. I can phone if I need to speak to any of them. The breast team are there, the ovarian team are there. So I just phone up Wishaw and ask to speak to somebody from the oncology department, and they'll speak to me on the phone. If they think, like, the breast nurse is brilliant, because I'd found a lump under my arm and on my breast, and it turned out it was just a tissue, you know. They never took my lymph nodes away, but they said it can spread to the, so they just get me checked. I go up to Hare Myers every 6 months and get my bloods done. I get my inhibin A and my inhibin B levels checked, and I also get my estrogen levels checked, because GCT is estrogen based, so it grows in the estrogen in your body. So they get me checked every 6 months, bloods get done, estrogen levels get checked, my inhibin A and my inhibin B. They check them every 6 months just to make sure nothing's changed. If it starts to rise, anything starts to rise, then they know that there's a signal of recurrence. But they get on to it quite quickly if they do notice any recurrence. But I'm very, very lucky that the team I've got are looking after me really well. If I even spot the slightest change to my breast tissue, I just phone them up and say, look, this doesn't feel right. And they've told me to request yearly mammograms now as well, because of the condition I had. But I'm very lucky. The team that are looking after me are very on the ball.
Yeah. So, you know, gratitude seems to be the biggest strength in this kind of situation. So what were you ever so grateful for that made you always calm down after thinking or revisiting that memory?
I think I'm just grateful for the teams that are looking after me. Just thankful for the NHS we've got in Scotland. Just thankful that we've got a team of doctors that know about different things. The research that goes on, into cancers nowadays is just amazing. The genetics they do. I'm just thankful from the oncology team, the reception teams, to the secretaries I've had to speak to the different hospitals I've been attending. I mean, I've been to every hospital in Scotland, I think. I've been to Monklands, I've been to the Beatson, I've been here, there and everywhere. I've been everywhere and it's absolutely fantastic and they do a great job. And I'm just thankful that we've got an NHS here and we can turn to the NHS. Okay, I know during COVID, all health boards have been stretched to the limit. And it's probably just the same way you are, it's been stretched, but I'm just thankful that we've got a team of doctors and nurses in the NHS that can sit and say, right, this is what we're looking at, this is what we need to do. If it wasn't for the decision-making teams and the clinicians and the doctors and the genetics, we wouldn't be as advanced as we are nowadays. I'm just thankful that I'm still here and thankful for the team that are looking after me, really.
Yes. So, what would be your message to other cancer patients and caregivers?
Well, I will be honest with you, ladies. I would just say to you, don't let it beat you. Just stay positive and get the help you need, and just don't hesitate, because the teams that are there for a reason and they're there for your own good. Don't think, oh no, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Don't jump ahead. Don't go on Google or the internet or anything and look any of your symptoms up, because that's the worst thing you can do. Go with what your oncology team tell you. Follow their advice and you can't go wrong. Don't listen to other people's opinions, because people will say to you, oh, you're looking great. Even on the days when you're not feeling great, smile and put a smile on, because the sooner they see that you're not letting it beat them, it's not going to beat you. So I would just say to these ladies, stay positive, keep a smile on, even when there's days that you don't feel like smiling. Even if you need to force yourself off your pillow in the morning to get ready and put your clothes on, make that effort, because that can make the difference between a bad day and a good day. That's all I would really say.
Yes. So how do you feel more positive?
I feel more positive now because I know I'm getting the right help that I've got. I've had the right help that I needed. And I've now got my support group at Maggie's, where I've got a driver that takes me down and brings me back. So I don't need to rely on family taking me there and bringing me back. And I've got a lot of support going on through Maggie's. I mean, I've actually had a lot of support. And I'm actually in touch with a group called The Haven now, who are going to get me my oncology massage eventually done. So I'm getting all the support I need. I've got a great family, a great church family, and a great team of oncology and gynae team that are looking after me. So I'm just very thankful. And ladies, another thing I would say to you is, if there's days where you don't feel like doing something, put your favourite bit of music on. Do a wee dance. Do a wee dance in your kitchen or your living room or wherever you are. Just do a wee positive, happy dance to make yourself feel a bit better. And it does help. Music helps so much. Even music or watching your favourite film. Something that boosts your mood, do something that makes you feel happy, or even go for a sauna or whatever, just to make yourself feel better. Something, my key aspect to it would be good to yourself, look after yourself. Number one, when you're going through anything cancer-based, you need to be kind to yourself first, look after yourself, and then the rest will take care of itself. And that's all I would say, look after yourself. Be kind to yourself and don't beat yourself up when there's days you don't feel like doing anything, because the more you beat yourself up, the more that wins. Keep upbeat and stay positive. As you see, I'm quite a cheery person anyway. I wasn't for a while, but I am now, and I'm feeling more positive and more kind of readjusted to life now. And I know once I get this knee done, I can't wait. I just want to get back to my Zumba and my swimming and all the things I was doing. But I know that's coming. And I can do it. So ladies, stay positive. Don't let cancer beat you. You beat cancer. And that's all I can really say about being positive. Is there anything else I can answer for you? Or?
Yeah. So what is an act of kindness that you will never forget?
Well, the one act of kindness I would never forget is my church. The amount of flowers I received from my church when I wasn't well. The amount of cards and just phone calls and just general, messages, I get well soon. And the support I received was immense. Now, of course, this all happened prior to the first lockdown for COVID in Scotland. So this happened February 2020, and then of course in March 2020, lockdown occurred. But I was just so blessed with the amount of people that were phoning and asking, is there anything? I mean, I used to do a wee breakfast club in the primary school, and I get 2 big bouquets of flowers off of them when I was ill. And the amount of flowers I received, honestly, it was like a florist in my living room at some stage. But do you know, it was just so, I was so grateful for all those people that made the effort just to contact me and speak to me and ask me. Just the general acts of kindness, like phoning you up and saying, do you want anything? I'm coming to see you. Or, you know, things like that. Just random acts of kindness that just suddenly appeared out of nowhere. People you hadn't heard from suddenly came to see you. No, that was the thing that I'll never forget. Just the acts of general kindness, the support and the, you know, the phone calls. You know, just people phoning up to see, do you need anything? Are you all right? Can I come and see you? And just things like that, you know, just a wee kind of random acts of sending a wee bunch of flowers or a wee card or whatever was just lovely. And ladies, you know, it's amazing. That's when you find out who your true friends are when you're ill. I found out who my real friends are, and they're all still sticking by me. So ladies, I would say to you, that's another thing. Don't worry about those that don't know how to handle cancer, because there will be people that drift away, that don't know how to handle a cancer diagnosis, but there's those that really do, are genuine caring friends and who will stick by you, whether you're healthy or ill or going through chemo or not, they'll stick by you, and that's who you know how your true friends are. The ones that stick by you through your treatment and after treatment and before diagnosis and after diagnosis, they're the ones that will support you all the way. And they're the ones you need to keep a hold of, because they're the ones that you need for support. But no, girls, just ladies and that, just stay positive. Put a bit of music on, watch your favourite film, or even if it means just putting a bit of makeup on, a bit of lipstick or a bit of mascara, or doing your hair or something like that, or going for a wee walk, or if you know days you're feeling like doing that, just do something that makes you feel good. But really, that's all I really can say about my cancer journey. My cancer journey really is continuing at the moment because of the bloods, etc. But at the end of the day, I've got a good team that are looking after me, and I'm been very blessed, really, you know. And of course, I suppose my church has helped, my faith helped me a good deal. You know, I've been in a church since I was 5, so I don't know, it's not like Muslim or Hindu, or, you know, see, I was never forced to go to church. I was always allowed just to go to the Sunday school. And that's what brought me up. And I'm a worship leader in the Methodist Church now, which I suppose has helped me as well. A worship leader is basically just like a lay worker who does, you know, different things like, you know, read the Bible and does prayers and does a talk when there's no minister there and different things like that. But I enjoy that, and that's helped me, I think, as well, to keep motivated through my cancer journey. And as I say, it's still ongoing, but you know, ladies, the more you fight it, the less chance it's got of winning. And the earlier you catch it, the earlier the better. So really, that's my story. And I hope one day that I'm hearing more ladies sharing their story of their diagnosis and their journey, and there's more awareness about ovarian particularly, because I don't think there is enough information about ovarian cancer out there. But anyway, that's all I've really got to say about my journey. And I just really want to say thank you very much for letting me share this story, and just encourage anybody that's on today, stay positive, because the more positive you are, the less chance it's got of winning. Thank you.
Yeah. So what do you think are the stigmas attached to cancer and the importance of awareness for it?
I think there's a lot of stigmas attached to it because people don't know how to handle a cancer diagnosis. They don't know what to say to you. It's what you call a cancer mogul. They'll say to you, say for example, I've got a friend that was going through chemo at the time, and they kept saying, "Oh, you're looking fantastic, Mary." And she knew she was losing all her hair. She knew she was losing her hair because of the treatment. And they kept saying, "Oh, you look fantastic," but she didn't feel fantastic. So she would say, "Right, well, you tell my body that I'm feeling fantastic." So she would turn it around to them and say, "My body doesn't feel fantastic, but you're telling me I look fantastic." She would turn that into them and say, "Right, well, look, how would you feel if you were going through this situation?" But no, I would say, you know, that there is a lot of stigmas attached to a cancer diagnosis. People really don't know how to handle it. And you will find a lot of the times with your friends, as I've already said, I had a lot of friends that I don't hear from now because of my diagnosis. They don't know how to handle a cancer diagnosis, so they back away. But again, that's just their fright. They're just scared because they're frightened to say the wrong thing. But I've got friends who stuck by me through this and beyond. I've got a good 12, 13 friends that have stuck by me, and a few that have just drifted away. But ladies, see if that happens, they're just frightened for you. They're just concerned for you. It's not that they don't know how to deal with it. It's just that they don't know what to say to you and are frightened to say the wrong thing. Eventually, you'll find they will speak to you. Again, it's just that they're not sure how to deal with things at the moment. And it's like any diagnosis. It's like getting a diagnosis of somebody having dementia. People don't know how to handle it. Just after time, and the more they know about it, I think the more they'll start approaching you and speak to you. It's just an initial diagnosis. It's a fear or flight thing, isn't it? They either face it head on or they run away. It's like if you're in a trauma situation, face to face with something ahead, an accident or something, you either run or face it. So it's fear or flight, but the ones that fear are the ones that run away, but the ones that are, deal with it, stay with you. But no, at the end of the day, I would just say, just the best way to deal with stigmas is just don't take it personally. Just do not take it personally, because it is just that they're not sure how to deal with that diagnosis at that time. And they will come back to you. It's just a fear thing, That's all I would say, really.
Yeah. So, ZenOnco.io work towards the betterment of cancer patients, like through integrated oncology. So what are your thoughts on the same?
What are my thoughts on, sorry?
We, ZenOnco.io, work towards the betterment of cancer patients through integrated oncology treatment approach. So what are your thoughts on the same?
I think it's a good idea. I think I was very lucky with the oncology team I had, who they were all on the same level. They all knew, they had their meetings on a Wednesday and discussed each case individually. So I was very lucky that my team got together very early and integrated all their decision making together. And I was very lucky that they took me sooner than they were going to take me. I think integrated oncology is a great idea, because I think there's so many cancers there's so little known about, and I think if somebody's in a team meeting, a decision team meeting, and discovers, oh, this person's got this, maybe this is a GCT, or maybe this is, if there's one person there that even knows the slightest bit about a GCT and can help that person, then that's a great thing. And I think it's a very good thing, integrated oncology, because if you don't have an integrated team, you don't know about, not every oncologist knows about every single cancer that's on the planet, There's cancers coming up all the time that are very little known about. But I think the oncology teams are fantastic. I think they're all very, very good. And I think integrated is the best way to go, because there might be somebody on that team that knows something about a specific one that somebody else doesn't know about. But anyway, no, I think integrated is very good. It's a very good idea. And I think we have more or less got an integrated team of oncology teams through here, because they all communicate with each other and discuss each other's cases to see if there's anybody knows more about one than the other. I was very lucky that Dr. Lindsay is the top of her field in Scotland. She is the top oncology team in Scotland. So I was very lucky I got them, because the Royal was always the training hospital for oncologists up here. So I was very lucky that's where I get sent to, and I was very lucky I get done by her. So anyway, is there anything else I can say for you, or is that more or less?
Yeah. So, like, if you have to sum up your journey in one sentence, then what would that be?
Never give up. Never give up. Keep going. Never give up. That's my motto. The sooner you give up, the sooner it beats you. Never give up, ladies. Keep going. Keep positive. That's it. That's all I can say, is never give up.
Yeah. So, thank you so much for your valuable time, Amanda. And I hope this session really motivates people out there who have traveled or been traveling through this journey. So it was lovely having you here today on this session with us. So once again, thank you so much.
No problem. And thank you for having